Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is November 11th, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, gold finally breaking out of its range, and we called this yesterday. And those of you that did bank on it, good for you. Now, there's no major economic events scheduled for today, but lots happening in the markets, a lot of activity, and it's all in sync, which is good. Forex symbols, we're watching the euro and the British pound both tumble. In terms of the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both trade lower. Commodities, gold, as we mentioned, broke out while oil tanks. In terms of the stocks, Apple gapped down and sells off and leading the market lower. And lastly, Bitcoin also tanking yesterday. So lots happening, and it's all happening together. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. This was a beautiful move yesterday from the Euro USD. Looking at a 4-hour chart, look at that. Nice little breakdown. Okay, I did say that if you get a little bit closer to the top of the range, it would be an ideal place to go short, and sure enough, that's your spot. And look, it broke that 1525-ish level. That's the spot. Now, what I like about this is that gold is breaking out on the upside. Boom, you see that? It's an inverse relationship, right? When the dollar goes up and the gold goes up, that's together, but the euro goes down. So this is kind of interesting. It's all happening at the same time. So markets are at sync. That's a really good key about future trading opportunities. I'm looking at Gbp Usd also retraced down to 134.16. The Aussie USD didn't move much further. It did break down further, but not that much, okay, which I have anticipated a little bit more. We are at supportish level. Look at that. Right here is supportish level at 72.90, 73-ish level, and we're just about 10 pips above that. So it's kind of interesting to see if we have a further sell-off today. Now, looking at commodities, looking at gold, finally breaking, as we mentioned this before, 1828. We're trading at 1852 right now. That's a good sign for gold. That may seem like we're finally getting to a position where investors are going to move their money from equity markets into something a little bit more safer like gold in order to save themselves from any further decline in the market. Now, looking at the price of oil, look at that. Nice little tank here from 84 down to $81, a $3 tankage here for the price of oil. And this is really important because if this does break down at $80, that's an important level for us maybe to even break down to 75, 76-ish area. Now looking at the stocks, Apple was the one that let us lower yesterday. You see the gap down and the sell-off. Now, still, it's at support, okay? If the sell-off continues and we see more red today, that would mean that we may be back into the 140-ish level, which would be significant for the price of Apple. Now, looking at the rest of the stocks, Facebook followed suit, also selling off a little bit here. Microsoft also sold off yesterday. If we look at Amazon, did tank a little bit yesterday, also at the top of that range. And lastly, looking at, what was it? Microsoft, there right there. That's the one I was looking for. $330 down from its 336-ish area after hitting 337. So that's a significant retracement. So you see the stocks are weak, okay? The question is there going to be a continuation to this weakness? And that you're going to have to pay attention in real time, okay? You're going to have to really cross-reference it to see what's going on. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, look at this. From 68,700 down to 64,800 and a nice little breakage there. The question is whether it's going to be able to maintain the 60-ish thousand area, okay, or it's going to break out lower, okay? This is really very important because, you know, when we get these type of like almost kind of broke out but doesn't, that means there's no follow through. That means there's not enough conviction for it to break out higher. It may also mean that we might find ourselves in a new range, which is fine. Okay, that could sometimes take some time, right? We trade in a range until something breaks us out. Okay, so that could also be a potential situation where we find ourselves, but you got to find some more footing. I'd be much more comfortable to buy this at 60,000 than to buy it at 64,000. Okay, but that's something you got to have to keep your finger on the pulse to see how that's going to unfold. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.